Welcome to the Broadband Catalysts Video Help Series. This video assumes that you have already installed QGIS and the recommended plugins, that you have downloaded your map package from Broadband Catalysts, and you have opened the project in QGIS. In this video, we will be going over basic QGIS navigation, including the toolbars and some tools that we'll be using. Loading in your visualization by layers, and understanding the information that is available in your visualization. When you first open QGIS, you will see that you have a toolbar across the top, a dock to the left, and a dock to the right. There are three main tools we'll be examining in the upper toolbar. We'll be paying special attention to the layers in the left dock box, and a little bit later we'll be looking at attributes on the right hand side. Here I have my QGIS window open. I have opened my North Carolina State project. In the layers dock on the left, you can see I have many layers with lots of different kinds of information, but only one of them has a check mark, and that's the North Carolina State Outline. Whether or not you have something check marked, and you can just click on the box to select or unselect it, is whether or not it will show up in the mapping part of your window. However, I have this checked and I can't see it. One of the first things to try to get that to show up is up in your toolbar, you have a magnifying glass that says zoom to layer when you hold your mouse over it. Now I have my North Carolina State Outline selected, and with it selected I am going to go to the zoom to layer tool and click. And now I have the entirety of that layer in my mapping area. So you can see if I uncheck it, it disappears, and if I check it again, there it is. You can also do this. I'm just going to move real quick. Say you can't find your layer. You can also right click on your layer and go zoom to layers. This will show you what you have selected. Another tool I wanted to show you. In their toolbar you have a hand. It's called Pan Map. What that allows you to do is to click on your map and drag it. So maybe I just wanted to look at this part of North Carolina, not the whole thing. I simply click and drag. It is also possible to zoom in and to zoom out on your map by using the scroll wheel of your mouse. So if I scroll up, that zooms in, and if I scroll down, that zooms out. You also have zoom in and zoom out magnifying glasses on your toolbar. Now that we know the basics of how to navigate QGIS in the map, we are going to look at some different layers that I have in this map. Your layers are very likely to be different, but they should still work the same. I'm going to start off by showing you some points that are primary health care providers in the state of North Carolina. So each one of these icons is a different healthcare primary care provider. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And let's say I want to know information about this particular point. The last tool in your toolbar that I wanted to tell you about today is a mouse cursor on top of a little information icon, and this is called Identify Features. So I'm going to select that and come back to the feature that I wanted to know something about and click on it. Now you can see instead of that one point being selected, I actually selected the whole state of North Carolina. It's not what I was trying to do. But what you will do is actually, you see how this is the layer that has the blue outline. I need to go check or click on this layer to make it the one that's selected. And so I will zoom in and try again by clicking on this one point. Now you can see it's turned kind of a reddish color to show that it's selected. I don't know if you can really tell there, but it does look different from the other icons. And what that did is in my right hand dock over here, I can now see all of the information about that one point that is in QGIS for me to look at. So over here on the right in the identify results box, I can see that the name, and let's see, let's make this a little bigger. Your docks and your toolbars, they can be made bigger and smaller as you need by clicking and dragging on the separating points. So for here, there's some dots. Over here, it's just the edge. So the name of this point is United Health Centers. And you can see there's quite a bit of information here, but maybe what I'm interested in is the location. So you can actually see the address, the city, the state, and the zip code. There are other pieces of information in here, but maybe that's all I wanted. Let's see. So let's look at another layer. In this map, I also have the median household income. So I checked that layer, and you can see it colored in green to show you the different areas of income. In this black triangle to the left of the layer, that means there's more information. So if you click that, you can now see the key as to what the different colors of green mean. So for example, the lighter the green, the less the median household income. So if I scroll in, zoom in, there comes a point where the different median household incomes actually pop up, and you can see how they differ between colors. So that is how you turn on and off layers in your visualization, and how you see the information that is available about that point. So maybe now I want to know about this post office that was close to this healthcare point. I can simply click on the envelope instead, and I can see, oh wait, I don't need to do that, I need to do this. What's the name of this place? And this place is the post office for this town that I don't know how to say. This is the address, city, state, and zip code, so that you can see the information for these different places. Here we have a Wahlberg post office in Thomasville. So you can see as you click on different places, it gives you the different information. If you want to turn that off, the easiest way to do that is to go to the hand and use pan map. Okay, we're going to look at a couple more points of information. I'm actually going to turn off the post office and the primary care providers, and I'm going to go back to my median household income by census tract. And you can see I have my identify feature selected, and I don't really want to do that right now. So I'm going to just use my hands to be able to move around easily. So I can zoom in on these to make the labels pop up, but there are other ways that I can look at that information as well. One of them is using the identify features option. So if I click on one area, if I select the correct layer and click on an area, then all the information that this file has about that area is listed here. So this information, it came from the American Community Survey, and you can see that it has like total number of households that make X amount of money. And what this layer symbolized on is the estimated household median income. So if I look at that number for this census tract, it's $46,739. Now if I zoom in, you can see that matches the label that pops up. If I click on, let's go to a darker green. I'm going to go down to the households median income, and in this track it is $87,500. So that is some ways to look at that information. I want to unselect that. There are also some options. If in your layers dock, if you right click on a layer, you have several options here. For example, if you want to show the feature count, what this does is it tells you the number of features in total. Up here on the top, it's 2,672. But then the number of census tracts for North Carolina that falls into each of these buckets. So you have 36 census tracts falling into the $10,000 to $25,000 median household income. You have 1,058, the largest portion of houses in North Carolina falling into between $50,000 and $75,000 median household income. So that is another way to look at information in a glance, is by showing the feature count. So that was this checkbox here. I also can use show labels, which if I uncheck that, because it was checked, and I zoom in, then you can see it never pops up. So I'm going to return that back on, and there they are. So those are some of the most useful tools for understanding the geopackage that you received from Broadband Catalysts. Something to keep in mind is that the layers show up from top to bottom is how they show up. So if I turned on my primary health care, they show up on top of the median income. However, if I turn on my post offices, they are hidden because the income is above them. If you accidentally move something around, or you want to be able to see things in different like in different orders, rearranging them is as simple as clicking and dragging. So I just clicked, whoops, I want to put that. So now you can see the post office is on top of the income. So if you accidentally move something, don't worry, you didn't break it. You can just click and drag and move it back. And if you're clicking on something and you're like, man, I just can't find those post offices, check and make sure you don't have a layer that's covering all of your area in a single color. So that is a very basic how to use QGIS to look at your Broadband Catalyst package and to understand the information If you find that you need more help, feel free to contact us. Email us at info@broadbandcatalysts.com or check out the rest of this help playlist.